What is group emotional awareness? When groups are able to identify and understand the emotions felt within the groups by the group members or the atmosphere in the group, they show group emotional awareness. Now, why would we care whether groups do or don't have group emotional awareness? Several reasons. First of all, throughout all groups, groups that do have this competency are able to perform better. How do they do that? They do it by being able to have a lot of divergent discussions, so to have a lot of controversy about the task, to present different opinions about the task at hand, without escalating into interpersonal conflicts. So if we are emotionally aware of what's going on, we are better at realizing that it's escalating and preventing it from happening. When it does happen, we're able to better deal with it, to regulate conflict and to regulate our emotions. Groups that are emotionally aware are also better able to coordinate, and because of that, they have a higher performance. This is something that's hugely important for any decision-making team or for any project team that has to deal with a complex problem, which is basically any problem in today's organizations. We need to create room in the group discussions for divergent opinions to be expressed. And groups that have this quality of emotional awareness are able to do so. The second main reason is that groups that are emotionally aware are better able to reap the benefits of diversity. These groups, even if they don't have an inclusive atmosphere, even if they don't have diversity beliefs that diversity is beneficial for the teams, if they build group emotional awareness norms, so if they pay attention to the emotions that are going on in the group, they are able to have the same outcome as groups that are inclusive, groups that have diversity beliefs. Now, this is again very important for any group that is diverse, from a multicultural perspective, from gender, from age. So again, any group in organizations. Reaping the benefits of diversity can happen either through building diversity and openness beliefs, or alternatively, by building more norms about paying attention to each other's emotions. How do we do that? Research shows that there are several ways in which we can get there. Of course, the easiest if you have people who have already at an individual level high emotional awareness. People who think about themselves, yes, I pay attention to the emotions of other people, people who are good at it. But not every one of us is so lucky as to be so empathic as a given, so able to read emotions and understand emotions as a given. What else then in teams that do not have their members very developed on this quality? What they can do is they can introduce some very simple norms at the beginning of teamwork, very early on, that would help the group to be more emotionally aware. These norms are very basic. They have to do with perspective taking, with reciprocal understanding, with paying attention to each other, simply asking the question, we have to do a checkup at the beginning of teamwork, how is everyone doing today? It's a very simple, humane question, but if you ask it and you really mean it, a simple intervention, and then you add, we have an agreement that when we see people people be silent, we ask them to speak up. We have an agreement that we question decisions that we reached very, very rushed, that we're very fast about reaching these decisions. So very simple norms that we can put in place at the beginning of teamwork can pay a lot of benefits towards the conclusion of teamwork. How? Because they create an environment that is more emotionally aware. So, or you have individual members with emotional awareness, or you develop group norms. Our research showed, for instance, that if you have both of them, then it gets a bit dangerous. It gets dangerous because then people focus way too much on social interactions and emotions and way too little on the actual task they need to perform. So too much love can kill you in this instance. What does this mean for training in organizations? It means that it is exactly the people who want it less that should get it most. Teams that think emotions don't matter, those are the teams that need to get the group level intervention. Because if I have individual beliefs about emotional awareness that goes against it, like, no, emotions don't belong in the workplace, and you can implement these very basic norms, just do a quick check at the beginning of the meeting, just ask people who are silent to speak up, just question if everyone agrees, and actually do mean it when you ask it. If you have these norms from the beginning, you can compensate for people's lack of emotional skills. The third finding of our research, and this is where it gets even more interesting, is that even having expectations about how the group emotional awareness will be in a particular team is already enough to prevent conflicts from escalating. So just the fact that I start working with a team, and at the beginning of teamwork I think, oh, this is going to be a very emotionally safe team. People are very emotionally aware here, or the team is going to pay attention to what's going on in the team. This simple thought shared by the team members is enough to reap the benefits of our teamwork. So the benefits of controversial views, of discussions, of intense discussions, without escalating into conflict. What does it mean for organizations? It means that at the beginning of teamwork, instead of thinking about, what's the goal and what's the agenda and how do we divide the tasks, maybe we should just take some time to get to know each other and to establish a positive team atmosphere, to capitalize on the positive connections that can be built here. So to create this set of positive expectations about how we will work together. And this in itself is a very strong predictor that we'll be able to have intense disagreements, intense discussions, rich discussions without escalating into detrimental interpersonal conflict. And this will then be reflected in the performance of the team. So if you don't have it, build it, and what you dream first will become reality.